Welcome to the Leadership in Law podcast with host Marilyn Jenkins. Cut through the noise, get actionable insights and inspiring stories delivered straight to your ears. Your ultimate podcast for navigating the ever-changing world of law firm ownership. In each episode, we dive deep into the critical topics that matter most to you, from unlocking explosive growth to building a thriving team. We connect you with successful firm leaders and industry experts who share their proven strategies and hard-won wisdom. So, whether you're a seasoned leader or just starting your journey as a law firm owner, the Leadership in Law podcast is here to equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to build a successful and fulfilling legal practice.
Welcome to another episode of the Leadership in Law podcast. I'm Marilyn Jenkins, your host. Please join me in welcoming my guest, Mitch Carlson, to the show today. For the past 30 plus years, Mitch has helped hundreds of speakers, authors, coaches, consultants, and business owners worldwide land TV and radio interviews, boosting their credibility instantly and aiding them to charge premium prices for their products and services. And as a television show host on NBC Channel 3 Las Vegas, Mitch is also a celebrated professional speaker and closer who has spoken on stages in 63 countries and produced over 2,000 live events in 19 countries. He's been a home shopping network pitchman who knows how to sell anything and craft a unique message around any product, person, or event. Lastly, he's a published author with John Wiley & Sons and published books in 6 languages. I'm excited to have you here, Mitch. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a privilege to be here.
Of course. And tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Where does it begin? I started as a speaker by accident, never approached it as a lifelong career, nothing that I aspired for. I was quite introverted, and due to some life changes, I found myself speaking for free to help people. And then one day I got offered to get paid to speak to a group of mortgage. I owned a small ad agency in LA at the time, and I got paid as a keynote to $500 was my first paid speaking engagement to fly to Seattle. I'm from Los Angeles originally, now residing in Las Vegas, but I was able to receive payment to go and speak to a group of people in Seattle. I got flown up there business class, and I sold $65,000 of services to a group of people. And I then realized the power of selling one to many.
Wow.
And then the doors opened up, because as a speaker, you're automagically elevated.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you are an expert or not, you are perceived to be an expert, because perception is what people buy. Reality is a different story in many cases. Perception of being quality or higher than someone who doesn't speak is reality. Just as if you receive a gift in a Tiffany box, that blue and white paper, the perceived value of what's inside automatically is higher than if you receive a box in Walmart paper.
True. Very true.
Especially if it's a shiny object and you're proposing to somebody for marriage. I think an engagement ring is going to be well received if it's wrapped in blue and white paper.
That is true.
The belief that the diamond is high quality is there. Now, it could have been brokered by the same Antwerp diamond broker, and some get peddled to Zales, some get peddled to Walmart, some are sold at Costco, some are sold at Van Cleef & Arpels or Tiffany, the super duper high end places. Is there a difference in quality of the stone? It's debatable.
True.
But the packaging certainly leads you to believe you are better. And you can charge premium prices. And the same holds true in life for business. I know we're talking to lawyers largely here, and I know firsthand about packaging lawyers because I was married to one for 11 years. Okay. I helped launch her practice when she left the big law firm that she worked for. I think they had 100 plus lawyers in Century City, California. And then she, hung her own shingle as her own solo practitioner and before she started hiring associates to work for her. And it was all about packaging. Where was her address?
Mm-hmm.
Which mattered. She was formerly with Century City when I met her. Then when she left to start her own practice, we lived in the San Fernando Valley, which is part of Los Angeles. If she had hung her shingle in Van Nuys, California, which is active, that's the courthouses there, but that's mostly criminal law cases, wouldn't have had the same prestige as a Calabasas lawyer where she did hang her shingle. Calabasas, California is very high level. That's where the Kardashians live and a lot of celebrities. With that address, she was able to charge more had she used the branding, the packaging of Van Nuys, California. She would have been in a Target box, a Walmart box of paper, versus then she was in Tiffany box paper, branded appropriately. Hence
Right.
the higher fees, the higher hourly rate.
Right. And packaging, like with the logo as well. I know there was a period of time in the, late 90s, everybody wanted to use that dark blue marble, for
Right.
their shingle and that sort of thing, just to make it look more valuable. Yeah, I agree with that. So you help attorneys get involved in, get interviewed, get on TV, get on radio. How does that work? How do you work with that, and how does that impact an attorney?
Well, I live in Las Vegas. There are more billboards here per mile than any place on planet Earth of lawyers showcasing, because there's so many accidents. It's 24/7 city with a lot of alcohol, casinos, clubs, and DUI central. Also, people get in accidents because of all the drinking. So this is where lawyers are flooded. And most of them do quite well financially because they're out there marketing. And the savvy ones also get on television. Why? Because they get clients from it, because it's always a higher ticket sale. When a lawyer lands a case, she makes money. Okay,
Right.
let's just talk about PI. Let's just talk PI for accidents, which is one of the most broad categories. Or we could talk crim. Somebody is here in Las Vegas, they get drunk, and they get into a crash. Okay,
Right.
their lawyer friend back in California, or it could even be their family member, is an attorney in California. They're not licensed to practice in Nevada. There
Right.
isn't countrywide reciprocity in the legal arena. Some states offer reciprocity. I think Colorado and California, for example, but not Nevada. Nevada is its own. If you're licensed in California, no, you cannot practice in Nevada. You have to substitute in or hire a lawyer with a Nevada bar license. And what happens is, let's say Judy drinks too much. She goes to the club and parties. She meets her sorority sisters from college in California. They all went to UCLA together. They're in Nevada. They party, and then they drink, and they're disorderly, and they get in they rent a car, and they drive, and they get pulled over, and they're way over the limit. What do? Who are they going to go to? They've just seen the billboards, or they've seen the advertisement, or they've seen the interview of the attorney that was on the TV. Television works here in Nevada big time. And they've seen the local lawyers here who are advertising and or interviewed quite regularly on shows in Las Vegas. So that's one way, is exposure. Because if you're not exposed, you don't win. Just the way it is. If you don't market, you're going to have skinny children.
Right. And the hotels in Vegas also have their own TV channel inside the hotel that is loaded with advertisement, not just for the hotel, but for the local celebrities. Yeah.
Yes. Celebrities, for legal services, because it's so lucrative. Judy drank too much with her sorority sister from UCLA, and they got drunk, and they went off to go see the Chippendales dancers, the guys, to go watch them do their striptease, and they get pulled over. Metro PD here is waiting because they make money. It's revenue generation. They prey on out-of-towners to get wasted. They get pulled over, or they get into a fender bender, they get rear-ended or they rear-end somebody else, they need a local lawyer, is a perfect example. And the ones that embrace that. Now, many of your clients, most of my clients are not in the Las Vegas market.
Right.
Almost none. They come from out of the state. Now, why does that matter? Because television is the highest level authority of credibility. By far, you have the highest credibility. And if you are interviewed on television, podcasting is great. I'm doing podcasts, so I have no discrimination against it. I do, however, there is an ascension model.
Okay.
I mean, let's bring it home. If somebody is really snotty and you want to work for the White House as an attorney, do you think they're going to hire somebody who didn't go to an Ivy League school? If they didn't go to a Yale or a Harvard law school, forget it. Good luck. You're not getting in. You got to go to a big name school.
Right.
And it's packaging. It's all about packaging. Now let's take it to television. If you've been covered on television as an expert, even if you're an attorney in Phoenix and you haven't been able to successfully break in to be the legal advisor for the Phoenix local Fox channel or ABC channel or NBC channel, they're the local affiliate. What if you did television in Las Vegas, cut your teeth on it, showed that footage, because you are now proven on camera, because the producers don't want to risk you. They don't know, even if you're a lawyer with a big mouth, who cares? There are lots of you. But if you are good on camera, you engage well with a host, and you've proven it in a Las Vegas market, 24/7 city, and then you approach somebody in Phoenix, maybe in Scottsdale, which is a higher end area of Phoenix, and there's a local affiliate. You were interviewed on ABC in Las Vegas. They have an affiliate in Phoenix. Oh, they were on the Morning Blend show in Las Vegas, and there's one in Phoenix. Oh, wow. I do want to interview them. I do want to embrace them. It's a matter of a stepping stone, a leverage point. Oh, and they were on a podcast. They were on Leadership in Law podcast. And that's more credibility. The more feathers you have in your plumage, because we're all peacocking in life. If you're in business, think of practicing law as a business first. You may think that you are a lawyer. No, you are a business person, because most of the people who listen to this are solos, I would imagine, or they're smart. They're part of smaller firms, or you're a business. Your product is legal. You peddle legal services. You peddle it, but you better think like a business person. I don't want to get in trouble with the pronouns today, but I'm just calling it a person. Business person. Yeah, you're a business person first who peddles legal services, legal advice. You dispense that for a fee or for a contingency. But how are you going to choose? Who are you going to choose? If you're in Phoenix and you've got this footage of you showing the logo of ABC, CBS, NBC, the CW, maybe Fox as well, or you've been on CNN if you're lucky in Atlanta, and you have all of these credibility badges, hence feathers that are filled in your plumage as a peacock, you're going to garner the attention of the unattractive female peacock, because you've got these big feathers. They're oiled, they're greased up, they're illuminated, they're flashing, and you're going to attract her, and you're going to go. That's how they make the funny sounds. I had peacocks in the neighborhood once upon a time. They're very loud birds to accent their feathers. You're going to get attention. It's about the right attention, putting that in there. A portion of it. Have you done several interviews on podcasts? What is your credibility? Have you written for any newspapers, any legal advice that you've dispensed? What happens? What should you look for in an attorney? 10 things you need to look for. How to avoid a bad attorney. Does the person call you back? What school did they go to or not? Is it even relevant for their area of expertise? Because what experience do they have? Well, are they credentialized? Have they been on television? Yes or no? Oh, Bill's been on television, but Judy hasn't. I think I'm going to go with Bill because he's a proven he's a proven quantity here. It's all
Again,
about
perception.
perception is reality in the mind of the consumer.
Right. And correctly used, you'd share this on, you'd obviously have it on the homepage of your website because they
Yes.
do share the video. You'd have
Yes.
it on all your social media. You would
Yes.
make sure that every client, potential new client, would see that the moment they started looking up your name.
And you would use shorts also, which is the
Right.
rave today. At less than 1 minute applications. There are all sorts of AI tools that can create and draw the best shorts. And I think 37 seconds, the latest I read, was the optimal length now because our attentions are shrinking, you know. And if you are a dancing lawyer and want a TikTok, have at it. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know
No,
if
but
that's
I
good.
agree. And then, the one step further is once you're on that, and I'm sure it could be arranged that you could get it approved, you do a press release for it.
100% you do.
All you're doing is you're paying what, $200, $300 to do a press release. And that way you get that one interview syndicated across all the news platforms to bring even more attention back to you. And it just continues to snowball.
And you write it. Yes, it's a snowball effect. Exactly right. You write an article, you post it on your LinkedIn. Maybe it's then you disseminate a short because now YouTube or LinkedIn is accepting shorts. The key there, though, and I know this falls in your expertise and you probably know it, but I don't know if they do. It's good repetition. Is you don't want to put the YouTube link inside LinkedIn. You want to put native videos in there because otherwise you'll get no juice out of LinkedIn. They
Right.
don't want you to leave the page.
Right. And we do that. We upload shorts. One day a
I
week we
figured
do
you would.
shorts. And
Yeah.
we do and it's not a YouTube link. And I absolutely agree.
I made that
Um,
mistake. That's why I know. Initially, I used YouTube links and I was corrected by somebody. No, it's got to be native.
Yeah, they don't like sending traffic off. They still have
No.
that extra screen that says, you're leaving, right? When you click a
Right.
link to go off of LinkedIn, and it's
Yeah.
like you can tell they're
They're
definitely
warning you.
Yeah, they're rewarding you to keep people on the platform. Absolutely
Yeah.
true.
It's one spank before the real beating begins.
So we've booked a interview, we've gotten on TV. How would we communicate clearly what, I guess, thinking subject matter and then how we present ourselves?
Do you ever feel like the end of the year is racing towards you and you're not quite where you want to be revenue-wise? With only a few months left, the pressure to make significant strides can be overwhelming. I get it. Balancing growth, managing a team, and chasing those big goals can leave you feeling stuck or unsure. It's a common struggle and you don't have to navigate it alone. That's why I'm offering a free strategy call. Together we'll identify the specific hurdles you're facing and develop a personalized marketing plan to drive real results. This is your opportunity to turn those challenges into achievements and set yourself up for a powerful year end. Picture this. December arrives and you look back on a year where you achieved more than you thought possible. How would that make you feel? This call is your chance to make that vision a reality. Don't let another day pass by without taking action. Nothing changes until you change it. Are you ready to see what's possible? Click the link in the show notes to book your free discovery call with me now. Let's work together to make these last few months your most impactful yet. Let's seize this opportunity and finish the year strong. I'm here to help you make it happen.
Yes, and when people enlist my services, I guarantee television coverage. Very different than the traditional PR agency or agent out there or marketing company. They'll try to get you on TV, but they make no promises. I promise it, guarantee it, putting in writing.
Okay.
And I'm even talking to lawyers on this podcast, and I'm not nervous because I deliver. I can't get sued for what? I deliver. It's not non-performance. And it's a matter of getting media trained. It's very different than speaking to clients or being on a podcast or being on a radio show, which you have more conversation. When you are on a TV show interview, it's 2.5 minutes to 4 minutes. And just remember, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more than you talk. Let the host take you down the path to draw out the best information from you. These are trained journalists, broadcast journalists who know how to work. These are all pros. I've vetted them all. I have my own show on NBC3 that I interview people. But for 30 minutes, it's a longer, drawn-out interview. But when you're on live television, let them take you down that path. Be respectful, and this all goes through the media training that everybody must undergo before I introduced them to television stations. Because
And
my
of course, there's some
reputation,
of course, it's your reputation representing these people, but of course, there's prep, right? You know what the
100%,
yeah, so
usually
this is
do
not scripted, but there's a lot of prep to make
a
sure it
lot of
flows.
prep. A lot of prep. It's quite different than just going in cold. Yeah, I can talk. I'm an attorney. I've done such and such amount of trade. Means nothing. Absolutely irrelevant. This is completely different platform. To prepare for a podcast is different than preparing for a TV interview. A live radio show is different than recorded. Live TV is the ultimate. If you are interviewed on live TV in New York, you've reached the pinnacle. Much like if you're an attorney, you graduated from Harvard or Yale, you're at the pinnacle in the legal arena. In most cases, there could be some arguments for some of the other schools, but the most recognized brand in the world is Harvard.
True.
Just is. It's a brand. And the same holds true if you're on TV. You're piggybacking on the brand, the hundreds of millions of dollars that went into the branding of an ABC television. We just came off the recent interview or debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. That was ABC television. People know that's associated. The first one, I believe, was CNN. I think interviewed them, or actually Biden and Trump was the first interview. Those are huge networks with hundreds of millions of dollars behind them. This isn't a political conversation. It's a branding conversation. That's setting aside the politics. Those networks are huge. And that can help your brand. If you are vehemently opposed to being interviewed on Fox for political reasons, get over yourself. Okay? This is about building your brand and credibility. I don't care who you vote for. Makes no difference to me. It's using that platform that's got all of that built-in value to help boost you so you can get that big client, so you can bag the elephant.
Well, and all of the brands, all of the big networks talk about other things than just politics. So you have to think about that as well. There's a lot of things in the news cycle.
True.
I do know a few attorneys have taken advantage of, like, say, a news cycle that's come out to then be on TV with their opinion. Usually it's a local station, which then also adds credibility. When you're taking an attorney, for example, and getting them on TV, is there a subject matter that you go with? Is it a news cycle event, or is there something specific, or do you determine that based on the practice area and the attorney itself?
Item C. Depends on the attorney. The key is I have to wrap them in a package in a bow and then present them to producer.
Okay.
And I must understand the easiest way. There are a few ways to get booked on television. First of all, it's not a pay to play. People think it's not what they pay me. I have to wrap you properly before I pitch you.
Okay.
It's not like you can call me on a Monday. Hey, I want to be on TV tomorrow. No, it doesn't work like that. I don't care if you are, other than if you are Donald Trump or Kamala Harris right now, you're not getting on TV in 24 hours unless you are a major, major celebrity with something breaking. If I have to,
even TV has an editorial calendar, right?
Of course.
I mean, they've got a plan.
Well, there's part of it is the editorial calendar, or three things I was going to share about what it takes to get on television. One is an editorial calendar. You certainly have brought that up. If it's Black History Month and you are African American, it's a lot easier for me to get you positioned than if you are Asian, for example, during that month. But if there is something related to it, if 4th of July, in July, right before 4th of July, if we're doing news or a story about you in late June, editorial calendar. Back to school is over now, but there was an opportunity to get inserted. Now we're going into Halloween. If you've got something related to Halloween and we can thematically wrap you, we'll do it. The other way is to get into a trending topic or a hot news topic. Let's talk about trending. Anything today with AI is trending.
Right.
It's been around now almost 2 years. ChatGPT came on the scene in November of 2022. So almost 2 years ago, our world changed. Now it's exploding with AI. Everything's AI. Easier to wrap you if you are around a trending topic. So if you are a legal services company that embraces the newest trends with AI as it relates to your business and how to defend yourself in the legally about trademarks or patents, with AI, you might, oh wow, I can now package you and deliver you to the media. The other is the third thing I wanted to share, which is important, Marilyn, is doing something as an author. If you write a book, it's a unique thumbprint you're presenting to the world.
Correct.
You are more credible, you're more believable, easily I can position you because you wrote the book, The Irrefutable Expert. It's in the same category. These are foundational pillars to branding. If you've written a book, you're already separated from people who haven't written a book, and most haven't, and most will never.
Right.
But if you take the time, put in the effort, it's worth it. And it can be as simple as 10,000 words, an easy read, something about your topic as a lawyer. This is so simple. You guys are writers. You had to write to be an attorney a lot in order to pass the bar. So writing a book is an easy, obvious, specific action necessary for you to be credible. So that would be another way to get on TV and or radio shows. They're looking for great content. How do I get you booked? Wrapping, easy wrapping paper, a book. Easier credibility or better credibility. You're an author and you've been on television, you'll get the premium clients. It's a formula.
Right. No, I agree about writing a book. So many people won't do that. But TV shows, radio shows, podcasts, especially the higher end, well, all of us podcasters, but even the top 3% are always looking for content.
Yep.
And they want people that have that peacock feather that they've been on here, and it's going to bring them a bigger audience. So I absolutely agree. I think that makes a lot of sense. So, and then again, we talked about, whenever you do an interview, okay, you've got your book, you do an interview, TV, radio, you get that asset. And then how do you help them turn that asset into cash, and a consistent lead flow? Are you sharing it on your website? What more are you doing with it? Or
Well, I would, for example, with some of the services you offer, it's a blend. You would take that content. If you're helping them, it would be with the local business. Some legal authorities, some lawyers are national in scope, most more regional and or local. You would then use that credibility you've established to get into the local channel, which will be exposing you to the local market. And people say, well, I don't watch much TV. It depends on your age group. I'm a baby boomer. Baby boomers still watch television. And if we watch sports, and if you see somebody interviewed and if you're in the waiting room getting your car service, what are they showing? The local TV channel. They're showing the local Fox affiliate, local ABC affiliate. You're watching that. And if you get interviewed and people happen to view it, do you think that hurts or helps your credibility? If you also have a well-defined local Google My Business profile, which you help people with, all of that works in tandem. Because if they go to their local listing and they go to their website and it shows, hey, as featured on, as seen on, and it clicks to real interviews versus fake logos that people will use, I sell against the fake logos. Oh, I sent out a press release to X number of news sites. That doesn't mean you were covered on CNN.
No.
It means you submitted it to a staff writer or editor, but they never look at that, and it's not credible. This is backed up real footage. It's all about legitimate footage, legitimate credibility, irrefutable proof that you are, in fact, different than the lawyer who didn't do anything. Just this is law, and it does not perceive it as a business. And when does publicity stop? Never.
Never.
Never take your foot off the gas pedal. You never stop marketing.
And one thing I would suggest to add one little step to that, it's something I encourage all of our clients to do, is have an introduction video on your website.
Love it.
It gives people to stay longer, so Google sees that that click was relevant, so you'll get more click. But two, it also makes you approachable.
Yes.
So many attorneys and professionals, people who need your services, don't feel like you're approachable, and because Yale, Harvard, whatever, you're an attorney, so it's not that. So having a video that you're approachable, and then, oh, by the way, I was on ABC.
Yes.
So we're seeing this, they're seeing that. Now you're just building more and more credibility. I think having your voice out as well is incredibly important.
Totally agree. Intro videos are great. As a professional speaker, before I take the stage, I play my intro video. It creates and establishes me as an expert before I open my mouth. I don't have to brag. It's all done in the video.
Nice.
Yes, it's a way of redirecting, and it shows everything that I would ever want to say by myself, and clients get to give me testimonials in that video before I take the stage.
Rapping. I love it.
Rapping. Put that Tiffany box around you, Mrs. Lawyer.
Exactly. So this has been really impressive. Informative. I love that whole idea about, getting on TV, whatever it takes to do that. What would be the biggest takeaway that you hope our listeners would get from this show?
Take action. Don't think about it. Do it. If you contemplate it, great. That's the initial step. Believe that you can do this. Believe that, or understand that it starts with a mindset, starts with the belief that you are credible. And then if you do it, the benefits are huge. One of the most successful lawyers I know in Los Angeles, a guy I grew up with, I won't mention his name, went to a shit law school. Had a 2-year college degree, then went to a shit law school, but he took the bar, passed it. He became one of the biggest lawyers and gets some of the largest verdicts in LA County. I'm not talking, the guy makes no less than $40 million a year.
Wow.
And I'm not stuttering. Not going to say his name. I know it's true. He lives in a $50 million mansion on Sunset Boulevard in Beverly Hills. And a guy I went to grade school with. Went to a shit law school, but he repackaged himself. He used all of this and wrote articles, got on television, became the legal expert. Everybody wanted him. Did they care what law school he went to? No. They wanted to go with the guy that was on TV.
Yep. The credibility.
The guy was exposed. That credibility stepped over the fact that he went to a low-level law school.
Mm-hmm. Well, everyone else, the TV was giving him credibility. It's all perception. I love it. I love it. So you help attorneys do that, or you help business people, including attorneys, get on TV shows and radio shows.
Guaranteed.
And do you
all in 2 days? All in 2 days. I'll get them on 4 network television shows here in Las Vegas in 2 days and a radio show.
Wow. Well, that's definitely something that would propel. We all want to charge more for our services, and that would certainly propel that.
It justifies it.
Yeah. So if you're an attorney and you're listening, you've got to definitely reach out to Mitch, because he can get you on TV, guaranteed, and radio, and that's going to help you increase your retainers and get you more business.
Yeah, and I can guarantee that to lawyers, which is that I'm opening myself up for litigation. No, because I deliver.
Because you do it. And I love that you package them, you prepare them, and get all of that ready. Now, where can people reach out to you? Because I know, based on what we've talked about and the massive amount of value you've brought, that people are going to want to connect with you and reach out. Where can they learn more about you and reach you?
Set an appointment with me at getinterviewedguaranteed.com. Yes, that's my URL, getinterviewedguaranteed.com/meet with Mitch. I'm sure you'll include that in the show notes.
I will.
Getinterviewedguaranteed.com/meet with Mitch. Use that entire URL. You'll be able to book a call so we can see about how I can help you.
Okay, awesome. I'll make sure that's in the show notes. This has been so incredible. I really have enjoyed that. And I look forward to seeing if anyone takes action. I'm sure they will, because we all want to make more money. So
yes, we do.
our peacock on and be more impressive out there.
All right, Marilyn, I appreciate your time today, and it's been a real privilege to be on your show. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining me today for this episode. As we wrap up, I'd love for you to do two things. First, subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you find value here, I'd love it if you would rate it and review it. That really does make a difference in helping other people to discover this podcast. Second, you can connect with me on LinkedIn to keep up with what I'm currently learning and thinking about. And if you're ready to take the next step with a digital strategist to help you grow your law firm, I'd be honored to help you. Just go to lawmarketingzone.com to book a call with me. Stay tuned for our next episode next week. Until then, as always, thanks for listening to Leadership in Law Podcast, and be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss the next episode.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Leadership in Law Podcast. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole community of law firm owners out there facing similar challenges and striving for the same success. Head over to our website at lawmarketingzone.com. From there, connect with other listeners, access valuable resources, and stay up to date on the latest episodes. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Until next time, keep leading with vision and keep growing your firm.